talk about best albums of all time, right?
Yeah.
So I want to do like a Desert Island Disky style thing. If you were going to end up on a desert island and you had a record player and you could only take 3,
Fucking hell.
what would you
Proper
take?
sprung this on him here.
Yeah, so I had it written down. I was thinking about it. I listened to a Desert Island Disc and I was like, this would be a class question to ask someone that's experienced the scene for so much longer than some of the bands we interview have only been a band for 6 months.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're like 17 and we're like,
got to be the Stone Roses. I think it's the greatest album of all time, in my opinion. Perfect fucking album, you know. I still listen to it now, 30 years later, and think, fuck me. And I'll have it on in my headphones and I'll think, fuck me, what's that? I'll catch that bit again, you know, and that's after listening to it every month for fucking 30 years. Okay. So yeah, it still surprises me now, that album. It's that's the soundtrack to my life, the Stone Roses album.
Incredible. True masterpiece, isn't it, really?
Oh, fuck me, man. Dude, like I say, nothing's true. They say definitely maybe he's up there with it and things like that, but it's just different genres of people, in it, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's good. The Stone Roses is definitely number 1. Fuck me. Number 2 would probably be Solarized, Ian Brown.
Oh,
nice.
Interesting. So have you been a fan of Ian Brown's solo stuff?
Since I go everywhere watching him.
Yeah, really?
Absolutely everywhere.
Because it polarizes some people. I've seen some people say it's like Stone Roses
fucking not
like it, but a lot of people do.
Yeah, there was a time when I preferred his solo stuff. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But yeah, I've been everywhere watching Ian, and I sort of got contacts with him and stuff like that. I know Inda well, Inda Goldfinger, his percussionist, and I know Aziz pretty well, who was in his band. So yeah, it's probably that. The reason being that is I split up with my ex-missus in, when was it? 2004, and that album had just come out, so it was constantly in my fucking head. And but I just think every Ian Brown album is different and just takes you on another journey. You know what I mean? So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but really creative musically.
Just creative progression of music. You know what I mean? He's not afraid to try anything, and that's how we want to go. You know what I mean? If you listen to Unfinished Monkey Business now, it's an album full of demos, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's a fucking classic album.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
He's a genius.
I remember when it first came out, I was scratching my head thinking, fucking hell, this is shit. But then I started to understand it then, you know.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of progression to some extent that like the Arctic Monkeys have been on in the last 15 years, say, since when they started, and they released this Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino, and everyone was like,
fucking hell, yeah. But then when you listen to it in depth and thing,
you start to get it, don't you?
Start to get it, yeah. Well, it's like look at Oasis after the 4th Be Here Now. They started the fucking 20-minute fucking songs and all that shit.
Yeah, and even like what Noel Gallagher's doing now, he's he's
gone to this cosmic pop
music and psychedelic pop.
I think what it is with Noel, with me, I just think it's all the fucking same shit all the time, you know. I'm a Liam fan, you know.
Is that what it is?
I'm a fucking Liam fan, man. He's a proper geezer, isn't he? He's just a lad, isn't he? Yeah. I think Noel's gone all fucking arty-tarty and thinks he's above fucking every cunt, but that's just my opinion. Noel, if you want us to support you, Noel, I didn't mean that. You know?
I think Noel's that great, even if he didn't.
I'm sure he'll love that.
But my third one's got to be Doggy Style, Snoop Dogg.
Class album.
It's just fucking. I mean, that's
mate. There's one way that I always say, like, there's good albums. There's brilliant albums and there's great albums. Yeah. And the great albums, you can listen front to back, from the middle to the back to the front. Like, it doesn't matter how you listen to it. Every single track is a belter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There isn't many albums that are like that, you know what I mean?
There isn't at all.
My memory, there's Revolver, the Beatles, there's probably Queen is Dead, the Smiths, Closer, Joy Division. Fucking love Joy Division.
Yeah.
Then the Roses. Charlotte and Some Friendly is one of my favourite albums as well. The first album.
Yeah, that is a class album.
Fucking brilliant, really good. The Verve, obviously, Urban Hymns, quality album. Kasabian's first album's up there as well. That's another one what you can't turn off, you know. So yeah,
I'll tell you what you can do for us is try and settle a little bit of a debate from what I feel like is an expert.
Yeah,
we've been debating for what feels like weeks now about James.
Yeah,
and whether or not I really like him. My dad really liked him, so I grew up listening to them. I think they've got some brilliant tunes, and I think they're one of the bigger bands in the 90s. I've been shut down a few times and been told they're shit.
Yeah,
no, they're not.
Roy, what is your opinion?
Overrated?
Nah, they're fucking good, man.
Come on. No. Yeah, that's such a big stamp of approval as well.
They're brilliant live as well, you know.
Are they?
So
the Motive Boys need to listen to this.
They're fucking brilliant live, really.
We had a band on, what was it, 3 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And we interviewed The Motive. They're like supporting the Royston Club and like one of the up and coming bands from like the London scene.
Yeah.
And they were saying that they went and saw them at the Isle of Wight festival.
Yeah.
And they were like, they were shit. They were shit. Like
shit,
really, yeah. And we tweeted it out. We went onto Twitter and were like, right, let's have a little go. Let's see who thinks what. And the James fans on Twitter were
fucking shit
on it. Yeah, they were
at all.
They weren't having it.
We did a poll that ended up about 99% that they're the best band in the 90s, and then that was like,
nah, they fuck. No way. Yeah. And I think they formed in about 79, 80, you know. James. Really? It took them a good fucking 10 years to get recognised. You know what I mean? It was only, I think it was Come Home what got recognised, and then obviously they brought Sit Down out, but. Before that, they fucking struggled. Yeah. They really struggled. I think Pulp were like that as well. Pulp were good for 10, 15 years before they got recognised.
I feel like some of those bands maybe had to wait for the 90s to come. Because
it's maybe, time and a place, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it wasn't that time of people not giving a fuck, you know, it just come after the Hacienda stuff. That had died down the summer of 89, 90. That died down, and then you got your grunge, you got your Nirvana, your The Mission and stuff like that. And then obviously Oasis come along then. So it was just that time then, wasn't it? It was Tony Blair's fucking Labour, all that bollocks. And that, it was just that. I think Oasis just got the timing right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they fit nicely into that, also like working class, like that everyone just was in the same boat because it just was it was just a shit show.
Yeah. Well, then you had Cast and Blue Tones. You had bands like that coming off it, which are all good bands as well. I love Cast.
Yeah, I like Cast. Cast, I think, are one of the more underrated ones from the 90s.
Very, very, very underrated band. But yeah, it's what I can remember in the 90s. It was fucking mint.